We're popping into the 5th game, the penultimate game of the day here at Nerd Stream.
Yeah, and you can see, once again, everybody landing where they are intended to. And I'm assuming that means we are going to get Gas Station Gaming and another team fighting things
Hybrid.
out. Eclectic hiding out into the Rampart area. As Gas Station Gaming once again just fighting out on this area. Gold Mastiff. That is terrifying.
And once again, we've got the fight between Nerf and Nightmare going off as well, but this time Nightmare, they end up losing one early. It isn't that snowball that we saw from earlier where all of a sudden they're all 3 down, but it's still just as big of a problem. They need to be able to at least pick up Krizik's banner to have a hope in this end game, but even now, their early game is looking like it's going to be rough. They do have high ground, which is nice, but Nerf have a lot more control and a lot more firepower.
Yeah, but I mean, it is definitely Nerf's fight to win at this point. It just really depends on if they can get that banner and get out. But now, another Bloodhound coming in for the fight.
Fearing
taking
lower.
A lot of damage.
But he did end up trying to push up and bought a lot of space, crucially for Messiah to come in. And Messiah is a big fragger for this team. He's going to go even bigger here with a punch at the end. He takes out Nightmare, and you do not want to be dropping here, my friend. That's what that fire is all about. It's about sending a message. Well, GSG are trying to send a message of their own. Don't touch Clinical, because we will hunt you down. Remember, we still got the squad in front of them, and it looks like they're 3 strong. So Rambo does need to be careful, even while he's sending this message.
Yeah, he might be sending a message to his funeral soon if he's not careful. As it's low, they still need to be able to get Clinical up. His shield's popped.
I see. Doesn't have that dome just yet, doesn't have any health, and right now can't really escape. Does end up dropping through the window, and he's lucky to be alive at this point as Hybrid. They're taking on another fight. This is what it was all about, extending it until RCO could come in and clean up. Now I see the strat.
Yeah, RCO back on top, feeling fine, doing their thing. They already have 2 purple shields. What are they doing?
They're feeling just fine. They have all of Lava Fish in themselves, and I guess that's had good loot this game.
Apparently, I mean, it was one thing when you just have RCO and the players that they have getting the guns that they want. But on top of that, they're getting great shield drops early on. Like, it is everything coming up RCO.
It's going to be problematic for everybody else in this lobby. As again, the question becomes who can take down RCO. But in the meantime, Transatlantic Gaming are running into some problems as well, as are Mom Boom, who end up losing one to a fall, unfortunately. Literally Vibing have pushed over into Overlook, where we know that Transatlantic Gaming land, and they did it very, very quickly. So one member going to go with them for now as they hunt down those other 2, using this high ground. I believe they've got them spotted. And now it's all about execution. See if they can find a little bit more here.
He's crawling.
Oh lord, do you really get out of this? Dome goes down, that's a res.
Yeah, Light doesn't have the ammo. Only 4 rounds now to reload into that R99. So Light doesn't really have the capability to keep poking out there, risking a lot by trying to get that extra kill.
Tag actually getting out of that. That's so nuts.
Yeah.
Portal doesn't.
This is, ooh, yeah, literally Vibing. This is so rough for them because, yeah, Light only has that Peacekeeper there. Cannot really try and, yeah, Light ammo gone. So just running that Peacekeeper now, a full-on fight. While they have the shields for it, they don't have the ammo for it. And the longer this burns out, the longer they keep trying to take these pokes, the worse it's going to get for them.
That's why I like the disengage option. They move themselves over into Overlook, and while Transatlantic Gaming get to live, they at least can do so with a little bit of added pressure on them from above. Team Inferno, however, may not be so lucky, as you can't hold that bubble forever, especially against an MNK assist that knows that you're weak. But right now, already taking down 2 members. MNK just need to clean up that last one, and just like that, Infernal are out once more, leaving us with round 1 still going down, but MNK off to one of the best starts they've had so far.
Yeah, doing really well now, and have really good shields set up, and lots of loot to pick through here. as they will be the last squad in this area and be able to take whatever they want. They're going to have to start moving up. As you can see, RCO on the hunt for more kills.
Just ever looking for more of them. This is Gas Station Gaming, as they picked up yet another kill, making it even harder for GSG to have an impact later in this game. And it's just a bit of bad luck again. We called out this squad earlier for having a difficult run of it, and with RCO on their tails, it's not going to get any better, unfortunately. Now, a little bit of running around Trials, further and further away from any assistance. With Sleepy Panda on your tail, it is a matter of time until we see ourselves move down to 14 squads.
Yeah, and Sleepy Panda is not going to give up either. Just using everything in his power to make sure that that person goes down. That's so sad, man. Just trying desperately to run away, knowing there is Sleepy Panda of all people.
They almost traded spots. That was cute. It was nice. It was fun. But Rambo, it is over. And with RCO just quite literally vibing, they will get themselves high ground on Trials if they want it. We do know that Ring is pulling just off towards the south end of Trials, as you can see there with the green scan on your map. So this one may be going towards Countdown, but will not be including the open area of Landslide that it did earlier. RCO this time will be opting into playing Edge, and interestingly enough, we take a look at that map. They are right next door to Start a Fight, who are on the opposite end of Trials right now.
Yeah, lots of people in that Lava Fissure Countdown area. I'm surprised nobody's trying to get over to Landslide, but everybody wants to hang out in that area and get some spots here as RCO... What more is there to say? They're doing what they do best, which is completely beaming people down.
I was wondering what word you were going to go there. I was like, all right, we've found ourselves in an interesting scenario. Illuminate as well.
I know how to hold my tongue.
In a pretty tough spot. They're over here by Lava Fissure, and, well, this is theoretically a good place. Illuminate have been pretty quiet today, and I wonder if they've got the firepower to actually be able to hold down what is going to be the center of rotations between Countdown and Lava Fissure, depending on where this next ring closes. With round 2 now gone and away, we're waiting on the next ring scan that should be coming from up north over by Start a Fight to have the beacon right next to them inside of Skyhook. But Tap Strafers, they're the ones looking for the next kills. We're already down to 14 squads, and they want to make it 13. Will do if they can just find the angles here. That Thermite providing infinite value, but the Tap Strafers do not give up that easily.
Yeah, they've got the pressure down, and they are chasing teams out of this area, but they have another team on their side here, it seems like.
It's working for them at the moment. Blake should be able to reset. The Thermite comes in, but it's not going to tag him. And instead, this bubble going down is more problematic than anything. A good portal does get you out to safety, but if you're doming first on the push, you have got to at least find one knocker. You find yourself at a serious disadvantage, much like Eclectic do when they end up losing Jelly too early.
Yeah, so now Tap Strafers get control of this area, a very fine spot to hold as well. It's Eclectic going to be down to 1 and soon down to none.
Nerf coming in will clean this up, and we do know that Tap Strafers are above them, but simultaneously, Tap Strafers also have the information that Nerf are below them and should have hightailed it out of there unless they want to opt into this fight, and are doing so as we speak. Leaving this one for Nerf. Too much firepower to contend with at this point. You're going to get the beacon, and hopefully you're going to get out to safety before anybody lasers you in the face. We'll see if this gets spotted, because there's no bubble here to protect you. Triggered me. We end up getting that next scan, showing us we are going a little further, but still, nobody has to rotate over from Countdown just yet. We're not sure whether it's going Lava Fissure or just towards the south end of Countdown.
Yeah, I would expect something more in that Lava Fissure, or maybe a little bit to the east of that. Right now, Sleepy Panda and RCO hanging out just in that area. They have their pickings ready to go, and there's a lot of squads fighting already in Lava Fissure.
Underrated and RCO in the two best positions in that ring right now to start a fight. They want to try and steal one away. This is cold, though, and Aves didn't have any backup, any bubble on that roof. He ends up going down. A big problem for Start a Fight, who now have to try and pull off the res. Remember, a squad right underneath them. Matt Pickett is trying to buy a little bit of time, but with RCO on the push, this one does not go over. Sleepy Panda is not going to let that knock be for nothing. Well, he ends up picking up at least Aves one more time. He gets out over this ravine and gets to pop the shield bat as well. How do RCO get away with it?
Just, golly, just on a sliver of health here to start a fight. I want to rephrase there. I liked that if the rest of the team came as Sleepy Panda will now finally get his just desserts and go down here, but the team is still alive and they may have the opportunity to try and get him back up. He is crawling his way back over to his team, and I don't think any team's really looking to pressure them. With this Gibby, they should be able to get the Ash back up here.
It's not too bad for them, and all things considered, Bam Click is able to zone everybody else away. Rez goes off in the ravine just fine, although that bubble could be problematic. Look out for if Sleepy Panda gets taken down again. That gold shield really the difference maker in safety as they run back up towards the high ground. RCO get to retake this building, and right next to Underrated, who are south of them. These are some of the best spots in the zone because these are some of the most common zones that we get that pull over towards these two buildings all the way on the west end of Lava Fissure. Keep your eyes out for this Underrated squad as they could steal away this game once more.
Absolutely, and they are, sitting in a decent spot themselves here with these purple and gold shields, have a lot of ammo ready to go. This Rampage should be able to poke people out pretty effectively. Now, there is the red shield. Oh my god, mind wandering.
Oh my lord, RCO, we're looking for angles on him, and it looks like he's going to be able to get out okay. Well, Underrated are forced to use that bubble. They open themselves up, not to a push from RCO, but from a different squad. Were there anyone at their backs? That's why you see that instant check from Vaughn, making sure that they're going to be able to survive after that one if there are any beams that need to be put out to shut down the plays. Stick Drift OP, center of the ring right now, have themselves a relatively good position that should keep everyone at bay, but not one that's going to be too easy to fight your way out of in the late game if the ring is not pulling directly on top of you. And make no mistake, there are not a whole lot of rings that end up pulling here, so I want to see how they continue to conduct themselves moving out of the early game, and especially towards the late, because they are going to need to absorb so many teams that are also not in the ring in order to make a position like this worth it.
Yeah, and Nerf now to fight themselves, take one out, but the rest of the team is not there to help Messiah just yet. Nerf going to be used.
Rolling up right now. I like the res that has gone down here. I was taking a look at the kill feed for a second there, and I noticed that once again Dab had managed to take out Start a Fight. Feels like they're kryptonite at this point, running into each other 2 games in a row. With Nerf on the low ground, though, and having recovered Messiah, they're not going to be taken out just yet, and actually have a good bit of safety on this low ground. Their options abound, especially once they reach the high ground, to be able to take some of the trailers. And since they're able to avoid literally vibing, I don't mind their position nearly as much, but they've only got 15 seconds to correct it, and literally vibing may just cut them off at the pass.
Yeah, literally vibing, using this ult to try and get themselves into the ring quickly here. We'll see how that works out for them. They are creating a lot of noise here to point people in their direction, but yeah, they will just get into this area and be okay. Countdown will keep them safe here.
One of the problematic things for other teams caught on the edge of zone is going to be all these Valkyries, though, that go off, because there is so much congestion, especially inside of Lava Fissure, that there's a good chance that a team like Stick Drift OP that has otherwise set themselves up to be able to farm teams as they have to approach don't get any kills, since you can avoid a lot of these fights through but through use of the Valkyrie, period. You're able to just say, okay, well, ring is closing, we didn't plan out a rotation, let's just send it, go over Stick Drift OP, send ourselves into the ring, and that would honestly make your life really difficult as a team that has set yourselves up to take these kills. While Underrated are looking for more kills themselves, the Portal is a lifesaver for Mind Wondering, but make no mistake, they're playing this unnecessarily aggressive for a team that, again, has been pretty quiet, or had been, all the way up until Game 4. They have pushed RCO, they've pushed Stick Drift OP, and somehow they've come out of all of it alive. Well, literally vibing. They may not be so lucky. This late Valk ultimate has taken them right into a fight, and holy moly, they are lucky they've got Jerome on their team, who picks up 3 clean kills, and now needs to turn it around onto RCO.
Yeah, RCO coming in now and trying to look for some kind of fight. This building will block out the Gibraltar. This is really rough now.
Oh, man. Oh, this is so good from literally vibing, but it just wasn't good enough. RCO, they jump on that like a sack of bricks and end up taking you out. At this point, they are still unstoppable inside of this ring, and Hidal have an even better position. I'm going to take that back. They don't have a better position, but they have a good position.
Look, I've never heard anybody describe something as jumping on it like a sack of bricks. That is not a phrase I'm familiar with.
It's kind of a, oh well, I'm gonna have to hold on that explanation. As Dracos is well almost taken down. That was pretty darn scary, but Draco's still somehow alive. This is crazy. How is Blight taking this fight up against Nerf, especially with Draco's basically not able to participate? This gas is working overtime. The dome going down does mean that Dracos can actually be rezzed inside of the enemy dome, no less, and Nerf are the ones suffering on the outside. This has been Uno reverse carded on them in the worst way possible. And now with no dome to work with, no safety, Fearing Live has to get to this truck, and he's not even going to make it.
Yeah, Dab now down to 1, or sorry, not Dab. It was Nerf that got down to 1. Dab now on the aggression here, so they should be able to push this. They do need to be aware because it is more than one squad in this area, technically one person on one, but they are in a bit of a spot here.
Next ring pulls us directly on top of Dab to this south, and with that, I think that Dab should be, I was going to say playing a little bit more conservatively. Instead, they're interestingly enough pushing up. They want the kills, the last remaining kill inside or underneath this house, but they give up their position, and this may bite them even if this fight doesn't. Kill ends up going down. Ring has finished closing, but now Dab can no longer return home.
Yeah, and I do like this aggression from Dab because they recognize... Okay.
It's a res.
That was weird.
It's a res. It's a res.
Okay. That was just throwing me off there. I like the aggression because they are the one team that RCO needs to fear right now, and the only reason they would need to fear is if Dab are playing aggro and trying to get these KP and trying to confirm these late game wins, because they need to be able to get a lot of points very quickly to be able to contest them, and the only way that they're going to do that, because RCO do not die early, it needs to be Dab playing aggressive and winning.
It's working for them as of right now, but with RCO still in the lobby and with Nerf getting both of their fallen members back up, it's starting to turn around. Dracos gets taken down, and that's just the start of looking back at the kill feed and going, oh yeah, Nerf are back, and likely they're here to stay because they've taken down one of our members now. Dab are one man weaker. That's super problematic for them. Well, RCO, this is a rat that they're trying to sort out right now, and I think they should be able to. There we go. Last one down. 5 squads left. RCO still in one of the best positions in lobby.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate there. Trying to run, getting stuck on the Ash Q, unable to move. Now Stick Drift OP, a team that is also in a pretty solid spot as of right now. Very close to getting the red shields on EXO. And now in a spot to push onto this team here. I was going to say, which caustic traps are your caustic traps here? Because Ring is going to force that team out soon.
EXO playing carefully right now, does get out to safety, but forces that defensive bombardment just to buy him time to heal up. Dome's already down, though, and this is a death sentence to to Phoenix, actually, as it's Dab that end up going out, leaving the question in everybody's mind, where on earth are Nerf? Have they taken up towards the backside? As Again, Dome going down early as the ring starts closing is a death sentence, and Nerf still receiving one either way as they look down the barrels of RCO. Looking out, though, there's a lot of damage found by Messiah, but the Dome blocks the very last bit of it, and he's going to be trying to claw his way back into this for a while yet. Finds Flesh, but Messiah is taken down to just that Flesh. He's going to have to slow heal inside of this truck. Not a whole lot of bats to work with at this point, and Nerf have to hope that there's a little bit of a distraction here, whether it be in the form of Stick Drift OP or anything to keep RCO off their backs.
Yeah, Nerf trying to reset right here, and RCO just using the high ground here.
Good beam, good beam. Messiah goes down. Panda takes another. This is why we call him such an amazing fragger. That's going to be all 3 members of Nerf cleaned up by RCO. There is a squad in the sky. So they're dead. They're dead? They're alive. For some reason, Stick Drift OP have managed to survive until now off of a crazy call in the end game, but it does take them up to the high ground. They don't get punished for it. So, we'll call it a win and see if they can fight it out. For right now, we know that it's Stick Drift, we know that it's RCO, but who's our 3rd squad? Where are they?
Yeah, I don't know at this point, but they need to be keeping an eye out. Yeah, it is underrated, actually, just with the rat here. Just trying to stay alive, and if Sulks can play this correctly, there is a slight chance of winning this, as long as it is a close fight between RCO and Stick Drift OP. It really depends on how this works out. Really good ulti from this Gibraltar.
Oh my god, he's farming Panda as well. Panda can't push with the rest of his team, and this may leave Stick Drift OP in a winning position. They take down Nando, they take down Bam Click, and now they take out Sleepy Panda. You've already accomplished whatever you wanted to as underrated, getting 2nd, but Stick Drift OP, they play that push perfectly to keep RCO from taking the win.